They all fall to the 45 ball, boys and girls. Let's have some fun. All right, guys, welcome back. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. All right, special video for you. We're going to be showing off a really cool conversion kit from Stern Defense. You guys are probably familiar with their 9mm Glock tower and M&P tower lower that they do. It's a lower adapter for your magazine well, and then of course they sell it in conjunction with their really great uppers. You may recall the meltdown video that we did on the 9mm. Of course, it ran like a scalded ape. I mean, just absolutely ran and ran and ran. And so we thought it'd be cool to check out the 45 ACP. I've known about these for quite a while. I just have now been able to get my hands on one because, of course, availability's been a little bit spotty with all of the buying and the COVID stuff and all. But essentially what this one is set up to accept is the M&P 45 ACP magazines. Now these are the highest capacity mags available. They hold 14 shots, so you're a little bit limited on the capacity. We are going to test the gun with a variety of ball, hollow points, things like that. So I do have some defensive ammo on the table. This one is 45 ACP. It's an 8.5-inch barrel, okay, 578 by 28 threads. And of course, we're just running a 2-chamber break, which is very effective. The trigger in this lower is a Timney AR-15 trigger, so very nice light trigger, nice and comfortable. This does utilize a very heavy buffer and spring, you know, due to the 45 ACP. You know, they have to tune it in just right. The bolt itself is rather heavy, so it is, you know, to pull the bolt back or the, you know, to charge the weapon, you do have to pull pretty hard. The manual of arms on this setup is very similar to just about any AR-15, just like with any other Stern setup. You no longer use the traditional magazine release because this mag adapter actually locks into the mag well and locks the magazine release shut. You actually have a lever right here, just below, you know, in conjunction with the area that the trigger guard is in, that you use to actuate your magazine release, okay? Let's have a little bit more fun. The nice thing about this setup too is that these magazines are incredibly cheap. Bowtac had a sale recently. They were like 10 bucks for these 14-shot mags. I've literally got an entire mechanics bag full of them. So we're gonna shoot the gun a good bit. We wanna kind of see if we can get it to choke on any of defensive ammunition. Let's have some fun. 45 ACP. And we decided to run it loud just to kind of keep it simple and have a little fun. Let's do it. All right, good stuff. All right, this is the Browning BXR, I believe they call this ammunition. It's Browning's hollow point 45 ammo. We've got some of that. The optic that we're running on this particular gun is a Primary Arms MD25. This is their take on just a nice entry-level red dot. We thought this would pair up really nicely. The brace that we are running on this pistol lower is a SB3 from SB Tactical, a very popular brace. So this is a pistol. It's not considered a rifle. And this is just a regular old little Anderson lower. So real, you know, inexpensive but decent lower. And then this is one of the BCM, I forget the exact model on this grip. They have a couple of different models, well, they call it mods, literally, but I forget which model grip this is, but this is a BCM grip. Chad kind of turned me on to these. I like the mag pulls as well, but I really have been digging the BCMs, and you do get the storage compartment, which is really handy. All right, hollow point. Beautiful. All right, Mr. Sodas. Man, all right, we're gonna release the magazine. All right, they drop free. We'll test that as well. Same ammunition. Guys, I'm gonna pick up the pace. This thing is shooting quite nice, and it does utilize a last round bolt hold open. Because the bolt on this gun is so heavy and that spring is so heavy, When that bolt locks to the rear, you can really feel it distinctively lock to the rear, so there's definitely no question as to when you're empty. And of course, the bolt stop works same way it does on any other AR-15. All right. Strange. Well, alrighty then. Okie dokie. All right, we're gonna see what happened here. That's a little weird. Safety's on. Look at that. Had a out of battery, it appears. Well, that's strange. Okay, guys. Very, very interesting result that we had out of a failure there, okay? We spent a good amount of time looking around on the range and trying to find evidence of what could have went wrong, and we determined what went wrong. This was an ammunition-related failure that occurred here with the stern. I'm not going to necessarily point this as being a fault of the firearm at this point. I'm going to say that it's definitely an ammo failure, and what makes me say that is that the Federal HST that we were shooting failed at the crimping cannular. Okay, so we had a case head separation of the crimping cannular. You can see where it split apart. All right, so this is the first round. It fired, boom, okay, whatever, ejected the rear of the case, left the case head separation portion where the cannular failed inside the chamber, okay? Bolt reciprocates, throws the broken shell out, put in shell number 2, click. All right, nothing happened. All right, remember we had a click and then I just racked the bolt again. What happened, that round that we chambered pushed this into the lead of the rifling. So you could see where the brass sort of swaged down a little bit. You can see the mark, okay? So this got pushed into the lead of the rifling. I pulled the bolt to the rear, cleared the stoppage, which I thought was maybe just a light strike or whatever. You know, it didn't go off. So we just performed immediate action, chambered a second round. This second round pushed in even further again, far enough for it to chamber all the way and fire. Okay, it actually may have fired slightly out of battery, okay, but the projectile apparently passed through this piece of brass and out the barrel, because we checked it, and of course the barrel's clear, so we didn't have a squib there from it, you know, blowing out the case. Here's our case that blew out. We can see the case wanted to fail again at the crimping cannular. You can see the cannular as it goes around the case and where it failed, and then you can see the bulge where the bulge matches the circumference of the barrel extension near the end of the chamber. Okay, so that's a really, really, really weird and strange and uncommon type of a result. I've never seen a Federal HST fail at the crimping cannular in that way. It's a very, very strange thing. So as if that malfunction there, you know, that we can definitely say is an ammunition related issue. All right, we went back and we compared some of our other brass, our Browning brass and things. Now, this is some of the Browning brass that has the crimping cannula as well. Actually, this is Federal brass. So this was some of our Federal white box that we shot just a second ago. And we see here that the crimping cannula doesn't really pose any type of an issue. Now, this is Federal brass that's just standard, yellow brass and not the nickel-plated stuff. But really weird. I mean, there's not really like much of an odd pressure sign or a sign of really weird headspace. I mean, none of the primers are pushed out or have any weird cratering. I mean, the brass flowed a little bit, but not, that would be not indicative of what any other gun would do. So that's a really strange result. We checked everything. It looks safe to me. We swabbed the barrel out. I don't see any weird particulates or brass or odd things. Now, obviously, we're not going to shoot any more of this particular HST. I've got some of that right here. We're going to go ahead and pull this HST off the line because we don't know if that's potentially a bad lot of ammunition. It could most certainly be that the crimping cannula around the outside of the case is a little bit too deep and weakened the structural integrity of the case. Guys, mistakes happen. Sometimes it can be ammo related. I mean, think about your car, right? You're driving down the road, you just got brand new tires on your truck, bam, one of them blows out. And then you go back to the factory and they say, well, we had a bad lot of tires and you got a lemon tire. We're going to replace the tire and your whole quarter panel where the tire shredded and destroyed the rear quarter panel of your truck, right? So I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to bring to light what could be the case. We're going to continue shooting the gun. I was on a roll too. I was shooting pretty fast. I think that it has absolutely nothing to do with the gun in my amateurish opinion, okay? Gosh, the gremlins are out. Let's have some fun. All right, ball ammo. I'm gonna shoot it. I'm not scared of it. We were able to get that piece of brass stuck out of the lead without the use of the Brownell Cerasafe. We just used a cleaning rod, gave it a little bit of gentle gumption there, and it came right out. So let's see if we're looking good here. All right. Look at that accuracy. Beautiful. All right, I'll grab some of this. So this ammo that's here in this mechanics bag, this is some of that Federal 50 round boxes of white box hollow point ammunition. It's 230 grains, it's plus P. So this is higher pressure, which is another indicator that leads me to believe that the HST failed as a cartridge, because this is plus P ammunition and that HST is standard pressure HST. So that's another clue right there. This is plus P and it's not giving problems, and the non-plus P did. So I'm gonna chalk it up to that lot of HST. And we'll shoot more hollow points just to re-verify our theory, okay? You do have limited capacity. Oh, one thing I'll mention too on the stern here. A lot of folks are asking, well, why not just do Glock mags? Because I know a lot of people are, big fans of Glock magazines and things like that. The reason is because Glock mags do not fit the magazine well on a standard AR-15, okay? M&P mags do, all right? And that's why they went with the M&P. So this is a great companion to your favorite M&P pistol. We love our M&Ps here on the channel, and I like the 45 as a suppressor host because you get the same generous magazine capacity that you come to expect out of the FNX, but with a much more comfortable gun and a better trigger and much easier disassembly. So that's kind of my dig on the M&P 45 and why I like it so much. This is a great companion, for that type of a pistol if you already have that platform. And really, just the small compact nature of this setup is very, very handy. Even though you do lose a little bit on the capacity, I believe you also gain a bit of cool factor in the fact that these mags are like 10 bucks on Bowtac. So it works out well. That's why. All right, we're gonna keep shooting. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm just gonna chalk that up to ammo, guys. You know, guns are just one of those weird things. It's a body of knowledge and it's a body of science, and there are a lot of things that must occur in a precise way in order for all of these things to work out. All right, Plus P 230 grain hollow point. This is the 50 round white box LE Federal crimping cannula. All right, let's go for it. Yep. So let's see, Plus P's running fine. I think we just had a bad lot of HST, boys and girls. All right, 2 more just for good measure. White box, 230 grain Plus P, hollow points. It's feeding the defensive ammunition quite well. Two more for good measure. All right. Well, guys, I mean, we had the one ammo related failure, and I'm definitely going to chalk that up to being ammunition related. Again, I think we just maybe had a bad batch of HST. Guys, that's why it's really important, you know, if you're going to rely on a given firearm for self-defense, you know, anything, doesn't matter if it's a $2,000 gun or a $500 gun or a $200 gun, doesn't matter. If you're going to rely on something, make sure you test it with a wide variety of different ammunition. Make sure you go through, because you never know. Little lemons and gremlins and things like that kind of find their way, and it can be ammo related, it could be bad magazines, there's no telling. I'll tell you what though, I do like this as a setup. This is a great way to take just a standard AR lower, because I know a lot of people were buying the crap out of AR lowers, you know, back especially during the first wave of you know, assault weapons ban scare and everything like that was going on. So this is a great way to take that AR lower laying around that you're not using and turn it into a 45 pistol caliber carbine that you can actually take out and play with and use. This is really cool. I love the cheap mags. Cheap mags are always great. If you're the kind of person that's not a huge fan of the FNX, not only for the price of the mags and the platform itself, the 45 ACP M&Ps are a great way to get into a suppressor host and cheap mags without spending a ton of money. So that's a great way to get into that. And this is a great companion for that. So guys, thank you so much for watching today. We hope you learned something. Have a great day. Definitely want to take a moment to thank all of our Patreon supporters, all the folks who purchased man cans, t-shirts over on Ballistic Ink. Thank you so much for being a part of what we do and supporting our channel. Guys, we try to be fair and honest with you guys, and we try to give you the facts as we see it. So that's our story. We're sticking to it. Have yourselves a great day. We'll see you next time.